proceed with caution. You could get cut up for free, that's a walk-in. Don't need your offering. Come in my office, speaking to me as a fee. I'm an impress. He might be hotter than y'all, but I'm here to a different degree. Don't believe, come and see. Fuga. When it open, it go right through you. Give me an inch and I'll show you a roller. When you see me, freeze, Medusa, you can get still. I'll be the best, I mean nobody better. You best in your era, I'm best in wherever, whenever, forever. I sit at the top. Even when you giving all that you got, all that I'm giving to you is a box. That mean that you better chill. Popping out when I'm breaking the seal. No Shibuya, you can't level the field. Gassed up like he MD till he got a face the greatest in history. Know that bet he may have faith in ability. Only way that's gonna play is my victory, and that's a split decision. Cut him deep, that's a big incision. Hit my target with elite precision. You call him great at his peak position. If this competition was shame.
What is up, guys? Dashing here, and live we are for episode 119 of Octane. I did shadow drop it on you last second thing here, but we're here. We are queer, and we are locked in, ready to go for what is sure to be a great edition of Octane. And we're jumping straight to the action like we always do, my friends. Brody Anderson getting set to meet Alex Young one-on-one. While Anderson picking up where his tag team partner Max Cutter left off a couple of weeks ago, continuing this beef with Alex Young. Anderson calling out Young a couple of weeks back for this matchup here. Young, this kid just hasn't been able to catch a break, man, since he arrived here in CMV at the start of the brand new season. First, you had Max Cutter coming after him, now Brody Anderson. But Young is willing to, are we cutting to, is the show over already? Oh, what the hell? Alex Young, well, speak of the man, and he appears, I suppose, Alex Young out of nowhere. I thought the show was prematurely heading off the air or something, but Alex Young must have a friend in the production truck, I suppose, as he ambushes Brody Anderson. Where the hell did Alex Young even come from? You'd think you'd see a man this size sneaking through the crowd and, jumping over the barricade, but I did not, and Alex Young has had enough. He's been pushed too far, man, for weeks and weeks, disrespected. You know, it was Alex Young who said himself a few weeks back, I might be a rookie in CMV, but I've been around the world for years. I ain't new to this game, and he's through, as we can obviously see here, being looked down on by the likes of Max Cutter and by Brody Anderson. Well, this matchup hasn't actually begun, might I stress. The referee is letting this go, being lenient here, but these two have to get into the ring for the matchup to actually begin. And, well, apparently Alex Young can hear me. There we go. And now the referee will ring the bell. This matchup starts. And Alex Young, obviously, with a huge advantage as it gets underway. Double boot stomp. Going to be like a shotgun blast at close range, man. Young, though, just telling the fans, quiet down, I'm far from finished here. This one ain't over yet. And, well, Anderson trying his best, rips off his jacket, tries to get into the fight. He's going to try to steal it. I mean, an act of desperation here. Let's see if it maybe pays off for him. No such luck for Brody Anderson. He calls himself the Redeemer, looking to eradicate, much like Max Cutter is, all of these cancers, they call them, that are infecting CMV. Just dodge that. You dropped a walked right into a hellacious slap. And another one. Not holding back is the lost soul of Brody Anderson. Devastating clothesline, guys. And obviously, this is Octane episode 119, guys. Go home edition before we make our trip across the sea to Tokyo, Japan. Not only as Alex Young horribly misses that, I don't even know what the hell that was, like an inverted Phoenix Splash or something, but Anderson able to roll out of the ring. The 8th annual CMV Tag Team Cup, my friends. Next, or I guess this upcoming weekend, I'm forgetting myself what day it is right now. First time ever 2-night event, as not only the men of CMV will compete, but night 2, the inaugural Women's Tag Team Cup. And as Shay Hawkson announced last week, that press conference, we're going to be hanging around in Japan The following week, episodes 120 of Shockwave and Octane will be emanating live from Tokyo, Japan. Anderson up off the top, man, and like a wrecking ball, that's got to feel coming at you, that speed. Got a kick out by Alex Young, is able to hang in it, at least for now. That kick to the chest, momentary stalemate. But of course, Brody Anderson and Max Cutter, they're going to be a part, one of the 8 teams in the Men's Tag Team Cup. Max Cutter going to be a part of a fatal four-way matchup a little bit later on tonight as participants in the Men's Tag Team Cup vie for momentum, just as Anderson is hoping to do here. But Alex Young obviously not making it easy for him. When it comes to the inaugural Women's Tag Team Cup, we have ourselves a preview right here tonight. 8-woman tag team matchup. Alex Young, this fight back to ringside, but now the referee's counting. Having until 10 to get back into the ring. You never know with these referees. Sometimes it's 10, sometimes it's 20. They just make up their own rules. Oh my God, Alex Young! Holy shit! Powerbomb on the guys. That's concrete right there where the ramp ends. And before the ringside mats begin, that is concrete. And nothing but, and man, Brody Anderson, I don't know how he's still standing right now. These two are going to rush to get back into the ring, though, as the referee. I think she's just about to count to 9 there. Great reflexes by Alex Young, as now he crosses the arms of Anderson. They're looking for a straight jacket neckbreaker of some sort. Bread with the sub, love you. As we get some stabbing elbows down to the top of the head by big bad Brody Anderson. He's going to go up to the top rope. This is not what Alex Young. Oh my God, a shooting star press from Brody Anderson. I was not expecting to see that. More than just a powerhouse. Brody Anderson pulling out the shooting star press and almost had the match won with it. Alex Young able to kick out. I don't know how. Nice elbow drop there to the lower back, though. Very wisely using his speed and agility so far to outmaneuver Brody Anderson. Now look at this. Body scissors and all. Dragon Sleeper is locked in, but Brody Anderson's out of it relatively quickly. Able to roll back and a stop there as he tries to go for the midsection of Alex Young. Irish whip now drop down. Discus forearm smash. That may have broken Brody's nose right there. Alex Young, though, he's not looking like he's maybe not too sure how he wants to follow up, and you really can't afford to be staggering like that, especially up against someone as dangerous as Brody Anderson. Gotta have that shit locked down. Oh, man, what a kick. In the corner, Brody Anderson just saw his life flash before his eyes. Now up to the top rope. The Lost Soul locking in here on Brody. Up off the top. Double boot stop to a standing Brody Anderson. Holy shit, talk about a kill shot. And into the pin with a kick out. Barely able to kick out, but does. This matchup continues. Young back to the top. Maybe another kill shot. Maybe an elbow drop. Woo! Danielle Davis returns later on tonight. Maybe she gave some pointers to Alex Young for that glow bow right there. And another hook of the leg, making sure there ain't going to be a rope break. 1, 2. Damn, but that second or two, Alex Young wasted, dragging Anderson away from the ropes. Might be what allowed Anderson to kick out, but now a Liger bomb, man. Alex Young non-stop, and surely this has to do it. 1, 2, 3. Alex Young secures the victory, his first victory here in CMV. Man, he came out here ready for an absolute battle with Brody Anderson. That's what he got. Jumping Anderson before the matchup even began. He was making his entrance and just did not take his foot off the pedal. Look at this powerbomb, man. Onto the concrete floor. How the match didn't end right there, I do not know. How about that shooting star press, though, from Brody Anderson? That was incredible to see. This had to feel oh so good for Alex Young. That kill shot right there. I would have bet it was done and dusted. And a few times throughout this matchup, but then an elbow drop executed perfectly, shit out the textbook. That still wasn't enough. So at last, Alex Young had to pull out the Liger Bomb. Look at this. Beautiful Liger Bomb to finally keep Brody Anderson down for the 1, the 2, and the 3. Alex Young, man, making it clear he's not to be trifled with. Great victory for this young man. Coming up next, guys, here on Octane Tag Team action coming your way. The new Pure Champion, Silas Blackwell and Kai Thatcher will take on the team of Corbo Jack and Alaric. Well, here we go, my friends. We are in the ring, ready to go for this tag team matchup. But as I was expecting, a little bit of bickering here between Silas Blackwell and Kai Thatcher. Look, they are far from friends, but they are teaming up here tonight against Corbo Jack and Alaric. Now the bell's going to ring. Looks like Thatcher will be the one to kick things off against the former Pure Champion. But Silas going to tag himself in before Thatcher can even make a move and continue. Oh, wait a minute. Thatcher having none of it. Thatcher saying you want to play like that, then you go on ahead and be the legal man. As a matter of fact, you be the only man. And just like that, guys, we've got a handicap matchup on our hands here. Kai Thatcher, after shoving Silas Blackwell, has walked out. And now the new Pure Champion have to go it alone here against the team of Corbo Jack and Alaric, his two biggest ops. Obviously, it was Silas Blackwell who knocked off Corbo Jack a couple of weeks back, almost broke his arm. And that earned him the shot last week here on Octane against Alaric. Rematch for the Pure Championship, which, guys, Silas Blackwell won, ending the historic reign of Alaric, although in fishy fashion. As we all saw, Alaric very clearly had his hand on the bottom rope. Ref didn't see it or ignored it. Either way, Silas Blackwell crowned the new Pure Champion. But now, Corbo Jack and Alaric trying to get some payback. They might not be friends either, but they've got a common enemy here. Well, they've obviously got a great opportunity to do some damage to the new Pure Champion. What with Thatcher dipping. Blackwell's got no one to blame for him. For what's happening here, though, but himself. House back into the ring. These two pick it up where they left off last week. Big European uppercut by Alaric. Blackwell with a snapmare, though. Ooh, nice shot of Corbo Jack's rear end there. Oh, speaking of, cheap shot from the Frenchman. Blackwell, though, stays focused. He's sure he's really screwed himself here. Now he's got to try to find a way to dig himself out of this hole. Easier said than done, though. As the tag now to Corbo Jack. I'm sure this isn't how exactly Blackwell wanted to kick off his reign as the new Pure Champion. Thatcher, obviously, he's been very vocal about the fact that he wants a shot at the Pure Championship. Corbo Jack, we know, wants nothing more than that Pure Championship. Alaric, I would have to imagine, wants to rewrite the wrong we all witnessed last week. So Blackwell, he's learning real quick what it means to be a champion here in CMV. The Sharks are circling already. Holding his own thus far, though. Corbo Jack in trouble now as Blackwell up. second rope delivers a knee across the chest. But quickly wrenches the arm right there. Goes Cuervo Jack. The heir of Joan. From behind, going to take the new champ for a walk, but elbows to the midsection. Nicely done by Blackwell there to escape. Goes to say, how do you do to Alaric? And now Alaric takes a swipe at him. You really can't resist, man. Silas Blackwell's just that kind of guy. He's got that punchable face, you know, and his attitude doesn't help the matter. Alaric tries to, again, take a shot there. Pele kick to the arm. And Cuervo Jack, guys, nearly had his arm snapped in two by Silas Blackwell a couple of weeks back. And Blackwell is immediately honing in on that arm again. Still to come here tonight, guys. Octane episode of 119. Up next, it's Salem. One-on-one with Fig. We still have that 8-woman tag team matchup to come as well. Preview of the Women's Tag Team Cup this weekend. How about our main event, though? World Tag Team titles on the line as the Regulators defend against the Fallen. And Blackwell decided he wanted to go get in the face of Alaric. Did not go his way, but now tries for a dropkick. Alaric going to avoid it. He's not the legal man, though. Cuervo Jack is there. Is the dropkick. Second time's the charm. And now going to refocus on Jack. He's been given time to recover. Big forearm smash. Gonna bust Blackwell open. Throw. Gut first into the side of the steel steps. Blackwell is bleeding. So referee up to a count of 5, I think. Yeah, 6. Cuervo Jack's back in the ring. Looks like Alaric perhaps gonna try to come and collect Silas Blackwell. Cuervo Jack's not gonna let this one end by count out. Oh man! Far from a soft landing right there on the floor, man. Just about drove that boy through the concrete. Cuervo Jack's getting impatient here. He's like, hey, Alaric, I'm the legal man, brother. Oh, nicely done through the legs. Boston Crab, but, well, won't do him much good at ringside. This ain't falls count anywhere. Nicely reversed by Blackwell out of the way. Got to get back into the ring. Back up to a count of 5. Cuervo Jack sent into the ring. Blackwell right behind him. The pure champion, to his credit, though, not backing down here. He could have very easily, when Kai Thatcher decided to walk out, follow him. This matchup would have been a no contest, but Blackwell not going to give Cuervo Jack and Alaric the satisfaction. As the new pure champion hops out onto the apron. Slingshots his way back into the ring. Massive drop kick there. Tries for the pin. This would be huge for Blackwell, man, if he can get this done on his own tonight. We'll never hear the end of it. There's a hot tag to Alaric, though. Alaric is a man who prides himself on respecting the game. The wrestling canvas sacred, and what happened, him losing his pure championship the way he did last week, you know it's got to stick in the craw of Alaric. Very clearly had that rope break, but you know whether the ref didn't see it, whether she did see it and ignored it, we don't know, but the result is the same no matter. Big torture rack, man, just dropping. Silas Blackwell, man, cracked a couple of them ribs. We're up to a count of 5 again. Oh, and Blackwell gets thrown to the side of the steel barricade. Not once, but twice. Alaric back into the ring. And Willie trying to take the count-out victory for he and Cuervo Jack here tonight. Looks like he might. Blackwell's hurt, guys, bleeding, beaten down, and that's it. As Alaric shows off the 18-inch pythons, brother. Cuervo Jack and Alaric victorious here. By count out. Honestly, I think Silas Blackwell got away lucky here tonight. Well, not even the match that we were supposed to get in the first place. Again, I'll give Silas Blackwell at least a little bit of respect for standing his ground. But again, like I said earlier in the matchup, this cannot be the way. What am I, Italian? Cannot be the way that he wanted his championship reign, his pure championship reign, to get started here tonight. Quite an alliance here, though, between Cuervo Jack and Alaric. as they get this victory and at least a sliver of revenge against Silas Blackwell, although I'm sure this is far from over for all parties involved. And the action continues now, my friends, here on Octane episode 119. We're about to see Salem go one-on-one with a Fig before CMV makes its trip to the land of the rising sun, Tokyo, Japan. Not only for the 8th Annual Tag Team Cup, but for episodes 120 of Shockwave and Octane as well. And we know, guys, next week, right here on Octane, it's shaping up to be massive episode. Chris Andrews will defend his global championship against Bob Luger tonight. Those two will meet, though, in an Anarchy Rules tag team matchup. Bob Luger and Jeremy Barmore against the team of Ahmed and the Bloody Brit. But, of course, our main event, Octane tag team title is going to be on the line when the Fallen challenge the Regulators. And last time we saw Salem, guys, a couple of weeks back, took that loss to Brina Story after borderline stalking Story. Obviously costing her a handful of matches. Story herself set to be a part of the 8-woman tag team matchup a little bit later on. Maybe Salem going to find a new target to stalk, though, here tonight in the form of Fig. Coming off of a win. Well, we just saw that last match over here, count out. Fig, last week here on Octane, was victorious by count out against Trinity Everhart. It was a hot start for Fig her first few weeks here at CMV. She faltered a bit, losing that tag team matchup, and then obviously unsuccessful in the Rising Star ladder match at Climb to Fame. The count out win is a win, though. So Fig starting to build that momentum back up, and she ain't looking to stop here tonight, taking on Salem. And when we are back, guys, from Tokyo, Japan, our next stop following the 8th Annual Tag Team Cup is Regicide, live from London, England. We saw it last night on Shockwave, guys. Maggie Shaw retained the Rising Star Championship against Ashley McKay. So you know the entire women's division looking to fill in that #1 contender spot now. So a matchup like this is going to be looked at very closely by myself, by Shay Hoxton, who might deserve to be next in line for a shot at that Rising Star Championship. So here we go, Salem Fig one-on-one. Now Salem, of course, wants to bounce back after her debut loss to Brina Story. What a match it was, though. I'll tell you, Salem, Brina Story, absolute banger. I loved what I saw from Salem, and hopefully we'll see even more right here, right now, as she takes on Fig. Nice start here between these two, feeling each other out. Hammerlock now with the go behind. Seems for Salem being in control. Without set, Fig trying to escape. A lot of people, I feel like, sleep on a hammerlock, man. That shit hurts. It does not tickle. Now a reverse chin lock by Salem. Look, they're showing off her wrestling abilities right here, Salem, early on. Look how she wrenches on the neck of Fig as well. Cranking that thing. And Fig is really having a hard time. Ooh, now eats a knee to the middle of the back. They're lifting her up. Slamming her down harsh. No, Fig did not want to kick things off this way. Salem absolutely all over her. Now up to Brett's rope. Ooh, a little bit of a walk along the middle rope before delivering quite a stylish elbow drop. This Salem, though, is one interesting character. I think that's putting it nicely. Obviously, we saw her first here in CMV by costing Brina Story that that match disguised as a crazed fan, holding her back at the barricade so that she got counted out. Salem take this fight now to ringside. I think Fig's been busted open. This is really going poorly for Fig. Yeah, she is bleeding off of those, I imagine those punches from Salem a moment ago. Here we go. At last, Fig with a bit of life. Quickly, they're just going to hop back into the ring, perhaps not wanting another count out. Not even going to risk it. As Salem gets back to her feet. Fig taunting her, saying, come on then, I'm right here. Gets a bit impatient though. Does the bisexual crack it, and BAM! Right onto the apron, as we all know, the hardest part of the ring. And now a kick to the gut. Finally, Fig back in this. Trying to bring Salem to her feet, but a nice dragon screw. An 8-woman tag team match we have to look forward to a little bit later on tonight, guys. The union of main character energy and the Undisputed Elite taking on the team of Thea Dallas Cole, Brina Story, and B. Barrett. What is Salem doing here out of the corner? Ooh, psych! And the heel of her boot, man, right to the back of Salem's skull. Now to the top rope goes Salem for an elbow drop. Stop though. Big. Trying for a discus, maybe forearm smash. Salem going to catch it though. Turns it into a nice simple scoop slam. And back to the top rope. For this time, what the? That was a 630 senton. Okay, Salem. Take a breath. Good Lord, 630 senton. And now going to pull Fig into a triangle choke, man. Fig cannot catch a break here in this match. Oh, ooh, that was looking rough. That was looking rough. Salem releases the hold. Interesting choice. And she yells and screams. How do you prepare for someone like Salem, man? I can understand why Fig is having such a tough time here. Not only unorthodox out of the ring, but maybe even more so once that bell rings. Who could have expected a 630 senton we pulled out of her back pocket? Fig, though, gonna stand her ground, 10 toes down. Lets out a little roar herself. Irish whip off the ropes. And there's that dragon twist! Cutter nailed it. 1, 2, just like that, man. Woo, very nearly. Does Fig have this match? Well, that's how dangerous Fig is. That thing comes out of nowhere. And now it's Salem looking like, hold on a second. What the hell just happened? Fig going to try to keep on her here in the corner with an elbow to the jaw. Salem now going to try to go low. Nicely blocked by Fig. Representing the LGBT KO Jim, is that right? LGBTQ KO Jim. Too many letters for me, brother. I can barely say the alphabet anymore. Nice reversal there, though. Obviously, Fig, just speaking of that, LGBTQ KO Jim. Again, I might be butchering it, my bad. But she does a lot of training, I'm sure. Mixed martial arts came into play right there. She was able to low, nice springboard Huda. What? Salem? My word, man. Jeez. I feel like we didn't see any of this in her debut match against Brina Story. This level of athleticism she's bringing to the table here in this matchup. Triple bounce moonsault. 1, 2, 3 might lead her to the 1 and the 2. But the 3 continues to elude. Salem here. Fig nicely done to shove her back there. Get back to the Superwoman punch. Or as Quantum would call it, the 24th punch. Jack in the jaw of Salem. Might not have gotten the job done, but she... Oh, what is this? Oh, a dragon screw! Trying to rip Salem's gosh darn leg off. But it still only gets a 2 count. That might be the most vicious dragon screw I've seen in all my days. She was really trying to take that leg off, it looked like. Nice. Salem gonna try to steal it here. She almost does. That quick thinking after Fig missed that maneuver. Drop down by Fig. Clothesline though by Salem. Picks her right back up. See how Salem wastes no time. I love that. Kick to the gut, though. Fig says, keep that shit back. Chop, though, gets deflected. Salem with a boot. Right down the gullet of Fig. Gonna walk her ever so gingerly into the corner. Up against the ropes. And just gonna stare her down. Salem thinking about her next move here after everything she's thrown at Fig. Gonna step over her. Insult to injury maneuver like that. Now it's Fig who finds herself in the corner, desperate to get to her feet. Salem full steam ahead, back elbow, and a big enziguri, man, takes her off her feet. And back into the triangle choke, caught is Fig. She didn't even escape the first time. Salem released the hold. Oh, look at the power of Fig! And so late in the match as well to have that much strength left to counter like that. What a match this has been. Fig gonna follow Salem to the outside. No breaks here. No 5 minutes for you. Snake Eyes on the apron. Fig seems to be a big fan of utilizing the apron as a weapon. She's done it a couple of times throughout this match. And why wouldn't you? It's the hardest part of the ring. Look at Salem now up on the apron. Fig though back up. Catches a hook to the jaw. See ya bye. Drop kick gonna knock Salem down to the floor. And Fig is not looking for another count out victory. And again follows Salem to the outside. Pinpoint elbow. Yet Fig's bleeding here. Doesn't look like it's too bad of a cut. It'll be above her right eye from what I can see. Resets the count. This Fig now. Will drag Salem again. Uses the apron. This time just point blank slamming Salem's face off of it. Much more straightforward than that before throwing her back into the ring. Well and truly a great matchup this has been here between two newcomers in the CMV Women's Division. Now it's Fig perhaps getting a bit overconfident. Oh my God! And paid for it! Gets back into the ring and immediately gets dropped like a sack of stone that's spinning back this, but Fig's back into her fight. To the top rope she goes. In the danger zone right here, Salem Fig with an elbow. Salem gets out of the way though. The very last second, nice knee. That was more of the hip of Salem. Right upside the head of Fig. Springboard body splash attempt. And it's Fig who's able to get out of the way this time. Back and forth here, man. Reversal fest. 1999 up in here. Walked into the corner like garbage. And now up to Bretro. You can't ask for much better positioning. Beautiful! Attempted. Best moonsault ever. Might go down as the worst moonsault ever for Salem here. Knee to the jaw. Fig. Gotta act quick here. Salem gonna take her down. Full mount position. Unleashing some open palm strikes. Fig. Well done. Rolling into the corner. Salem was trying to set up for something. Oh man, knee to the gut. That may have cracked her rib. And now a pendulum drop kick. Just keeping the pressure on. Not giving Fig even a moment to catch her breath, to take a deep breath. Now a Uranagi with a whole lot of power behind it. Puts her down in the drop zone. There's that 630 senton, but this time Fig was ready for it. Fig avoids a second 630 senton. Can she make the most of it though now? Irish whip into the corner. Fig cautious, a slow approach here. Scoop slam, but Salem drops down behind her into a reverse DDT. What a match, man. Tries for a stop, Fig gets to her feet. Ooh, runs right by her. Both women groggy. Ooh, knee bar. Knee bar right here, but a rope break. Yeah, it looked like Salem had her hand underneath that bottom rope. Doesn't even have it locked in for a moment, but Fig says, no matter, I got a little something else for you. Maybe going for another dragon screw. Nicely counted by Salem. Back and forth, man. What a match. Salem's got Fig by the hair. Dragging her into the corner and ain't for nothing nice here. Scoops her up. Oh, maybe looking for that 630 center or just going for a pin. Off the scoop slam. Hey, maybe it gets the job done. Almost. Almost not good enough, though. Salem with a springboard Phoenix splash. The athleticism, the agility that we have witnessed from Salem in this match I'm going to wait for Fig to get to her feet. Oh, man, yeah, it's over. Springboard cutter, and that's the final nail in the coffin. Salem victorious. What a match. And Fig can't help but to be disappointed in herself. That was hard fought, though. I mean, Fig left everything in there. I don't know what more she could have done. Oh, no. Salem, you won the match. This is wholly unnecessary. I guess the victory not enough, though, for Salem. Now an Irish whip. Oh, shoulder first into the side of the steel steps. A great match. An impressive win. Evidently not enough for Salem here tonight, as she has to potentially take Fig out. That slammer to the steel steps looked nasty. Well, if nothing else, a very clear message sent to the rest of the women's division that Salem is not to be played with. And right into our next matchup we go here, my friends. Already in the ring, Amber Young and Danielle Davis. And, well, Young's getting things hot and heavy straight away with that hook to the jaw before the bell even rang. This the season debut for both of these women. Of course, Amber Young, the current Rite of Passage champion. And Danielle Davis did not see that cheap shot coming. Now the matchup has actually begun, though, and Amber Young trying to get into the head of the former Women's World Champion. In possession of that Rite of Passage championship, though, guys. Amber Young, of course, can cash it in whenever she likes for a World Championship match. And, we just saw last night on Shockwave, Arisa Masami do what we thought was impossible, defeat Morgan, become the new undisputed world champion. The third woman ever in CMV history to win the undisputed world championship. So for Amber Young, she can cash in on any world championship here in CMV. Do the women's world championship. Or perhaps will she try to pull an Arisa Masami. Fact is, though, you can't forget that the longer she waits to cash in, the more Amber Young must defend her Rite of Passage championship. She won it towards the end of last season, and she did retain it against Jasmine Crossings. Danielle Davis not take too kindly to that cheap shot before the bell rang, and giving Amber Young a receipt. Calling for that Globo already, maybe. Couple of knife-edge shots, finishing with a double knee face breaker. There's one thing I know about Danielle Davis. You don't disrespect her like that. The former Women's World Champion, former Rising Star Champion. I'll wait for Young to get to her feet. Springboard. Oh, time grab. Springboard 450 to a standing Amber Young. I'm not too sure how that would have gone. I'm going to find out anyhow, though. Young able to counter it there. Oh, nice kick across the chest. Now on the apron is the KO bombshell. Springboard savate kick. Right to the chest and into the pin, but a 1 count only. Still to come, guys. 8-woman tag team matchup. Main character energy and the undisputed elite will take on the foursome. of Thea, Dallas Cole, Brenda Story, and B. Barrett. We'll also start out Anarchy Rules tag team matchup. Bob Luger and Jeremy Balmore taking on Ahmed and global champion, the Bloody Brick, Chris Andrews. In our main event, it's the Octane tag team titles on the line. The Fallen challenge the Regulators. Daniel Davis is going to throw Amber Young out of the corner like it ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Amber Young worked long and hard here in CMV. It took her a couple of years to win her first championship. She finally did. No plans of letting that Rite of Passage championship out of her grasp anytime soon. Danielle Davis with a win here might see herself next in line to challenge Young for the gold, or Young has a chance to even think about cashing it in. Obviously, our current women's world champion, Alice Blake, last night, huge win against Xander Slate. She gets ready to defend the women's tag team titles, though, this weekend against whichever team wins the inaugural Women's Tag Team Cup. And there's those kicks. Very extensive MMA background Amber Young possesses. The most lethal kicks and knees in all of the women's division, maybe in all of CMV. Davis with a nice drop down there. All it takes is one Globo. Clothesline right there. Going to send Young packing to the outside, but not for long. Missed a momentary breather. Irish whip off the ropes. Belly to belly. Trying for it. Davis goes for a clothesline. Wow! Beautiful disaster kick. I think I just saw Danielle Davis's head spin around. Put out the Exorcist here. Young, I think, has got her right where she wants her now, but that's the thing about Danielle Davis. Even when she's looking beat, able to spring back to life. And she did right there. Those rapid fire kicks, man, like a machine gun. Lighting up Amber Young, the 4th of July. And we know what comes next. Globo! Right to the heart of Amber Young, if she has one. 1, 2, but a kick out by the Rite of Passage champion. Fans on their feet. Women's wrestling indeed, man. It's been a great night so far. You saw that humdinger and a half between Salem and Fig. Now this right here, Young and David. Oh, brother, what a kick. And busted open is Danielle Davis. But able to catch that kick, turns into a little bit of a wheel kick. It preemptively follows Amber Young to the outside. She ain't giving her even a millisecond to recuperate. Stomp to the face. Tries for another Young. Ooh, nicely countered there with a knee to the gut. Spins her around with that hook to the jaw. Death row. That stiff kick right between the shoulder blades. And here's some vicious knees right to the side of the head. Referee up to a count of 4. Young gonna get back into the ring. Or is she? To the top goes the Rite of Passage champion. Knee drop! My God! How did Davis get to her feet that fast? Imagine if Young missed that, though. Could have shattered her kneecap. 10-foot drop onto the floor. I mean, Danielle Davis might be working with a shattered jaw, for that matter. Counter of the Irish whip. Ooh, into the steel steps. Quite a sound. Flesh meeting steel. Hell of a matchup here between these two so far. Again, both making their season debut. And especially Amber Young, as the Rite of Passage champion, wants a definitive victory here to send a message to the rest of the women and men, whomever might be looking to come for that championship. But they better think twice. Count of 5. Knee to the jaw. It looks like Young has certainly fixated on the jaw of Danielle Davis. Look at these kicks. So nonchalant is Amber Young with it. 7 going to throw her back into the ring. We don't need another count out here tonight. On the apron, going to stalk Davis from afar. The KO bomb show with another springboard savant kick. 1, 2, but a kick out. barely, but Davis keeps her head above the water. Unfortunately for her, into the, look at this, triangle choke variation in the middle of the ring. There's nowhere for Davis to go here. Davis! That's what made her women's world champion, man. The resiliency, the heart, able to escape that lethal triangle choke. And this is something we've seen plenty of times. Boom! Right upside the head. And to the top. Globo! Halfway across the damn ring. 1, 2, what? The Globo a second time. Amber Young kicks out again. Oh, the Psycho knee! Where did that come from? Holy shit, man! Look at Amber Young telling the referee, get the fuck out of the way. Danielle Davis, no idea what's coming at her. Oh my God, and spurting blood. Oh God. 1, 2, 3, what? In a pool of her own blood, Danielle Davis kicks out. Stiff clothesline at close range. This is a bit sick. Davis is spinning back this. You can write home the mama about. Up to the top rope. Could it be a third? Globo, no, a moonsault is attempted, but Amber Young gets out of the way. Kicks in the face. As now Young is up to Brett's rope. Stalking Davis. I don't even know how Davis is conscious right now, the amount of blood that she's losing. All over the canvas. A barrage of forearms. Kick, though, gets caught. Right of passage champion. Irish whip attempted reverse, though. Off the rope she goes. Davis just tries to desperately throw herself at Amber Young, but that ain't going to work. Nice combination into a Hurricanrana. Blood covering her entire face. Guys, Amber Young is bleeding as well at this point. I'm not too sure what exactly it was that cut her, but DDT of the front flip variety by Davis, following Amber Young into the corner, not letting her get anywhere. Keeping on it with repeated stomps. No refuge for the KO bombshell. To the second rope, Danielle Davis. Keeping it simple. That elbow drop across the chest. There's the discus forearm smash into the pin. Hoping, praying, maybe, just maybe it'll be enough. But apparently the wrestling gods, I ain't hearing these prayers. Davis calling for it. They say the third time's the charm. Glow KO! 1, 2. Brother. My Lord, who art thou in heaven. Spinning back fist. I didn't think we were going to top Salem Fig here tonight, but well, these two said, wait just a minute, hold my dummy. And now they are standing and banging. Knife edge chop, slap across the face. Blood everywhere. Neither budging though. And they're going for it. What a match. Amber Young gets the upper hand, and there's that kick! The double tap had to do it to him. 1, 2. How? Oh my God. Amber Young, now a punt kick! I don't have the words. Oh, back into the corner. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Not again! Oh my God! Davis is dead. Davis is dead. Manslaughter. Amber Young just committed manslaughter before our very eyes. There aren't words to describe the match that we just saw. Holy shit, man. Look at the blood. I'm genuinely concerned about Danielle Davis here. I mean, the glow blow twice. The glow KO could not keep Amber Young down. There was the glow KO. I don't know, man. How in God's name Amber Young kicked out of that. But look at this. The double tap, that's vintage Amber Young. Then a punt kick, and then this. The nastiest knee I have ever seen. And at last, that keeps Danielle Davis down. I mean, what a season debut. Look at that face for our rite of passage champion. Any amount of money, man, you couldn't pay me to get into that ring. Stand across from that woman right there. Well, here tonight, guys, on Octane episode 119, the women of CMV have been showing out. First, we had that banger between Salem and Fig, and then that war we just witnessed between Amber Young and Danielle Davis. Let's see if they can keep it up, because coming up next, 8-woman tag team action. A preview of this weekend's inaugural Women's Tag Team Cup. The first round, the Undisputed Elite will be taking on the team of Thea and Dallas Cole, while main character Energy meets Brina Story and B. Barrett. Momentum at stake here in this 8-woman tag team matchup, as the Undisputed Elite repped here by Tori Doyle and Suplex. Fresh off of their brutal beatdown a couple weeks back, taking Celestia out of action until she made a return just last night on Shockwave. They're looking to carve themselves a path through every other team in Tokyo, Japan, and recapturing the women's tag team titles. And they're not going to stop there. Intentions to hold every single piece of championship gold they possibly can here in CMV. Tonight they team up with main character Energy, Gianna's gals, her entourage, Noah and Blake, who we, of course, will make their debut a few weeks back, pulling the rug out from just about everyone. Ileana Summers, Thea, B. Barrett, blindsided by Gianna, bringing in these two. Noah there on the left, Blake on the right. And they have just been knocking heads, man, left and right over these last few weeks. As Gianna not only looks to recapture the Women's World Championship, looks to have these two leave Tokyo, Japan with the women's tag team titles and their possession. And I'm not scared of a lot of people. We all know my bravery, well documented here in CMV. But I gotta say, these two, I walked by them earlier tonight. I, of course, was enjoying my vintage bowl of oatmeal. Not only did Noah spit in it, Blake took it out of my hands and threw it against the wall. I didn't even do anything. And then they made me clean it up. Now here's a new team brought together as Thea has been training under Dallas Cole. And in recent weeks, we saw that training pay off. A couple weeks back, Thea, at long last, picking up her first win here in CMV against Anita Victory. And now they team together for the very first time before heading to Tokyo, Japan. And Dallas Cole is a very experienced tag team competitor. Of course, with Jackie Storm, the Mosh Pit Maniacs, and she also teams with Amber Young as well, who we just saw win that match against Danielle Davis. So you couldn't really ask for a much better partner, much better tutor than Dallas Cole, in my opinion. I would certainly say they are the underdog pairing, though, in the Women's Tag Team Cup. Plenty of times before here in CMB history, we've seen the underdogs, though, get the job done. Just because they might be the underdogs, the dark horse, does not mean to count them out. Now, what an opportunity for Brina's story, guys, who I know is immensely excited to head to Tokyo, Japan, and team up with B. Barrett in the inaugural Women's Tag Team Cup. Of course, B. Barrett had her back a couple of weeks ago, and Brina's story was taking on Gianna and losing effort ultimately. But Barrett is waging this war against Gianna. It looks like she might have some backup now in the form of Brina's story. If I'm allowed to be biased, we know I try to remain as unbiased as I can. I can't even remember a time that I've been biased, in 10 plus years here in CMB, to be honest with you, but I may have put a little bit of money on Brina's story and B. Barrett. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm a big fan of this team right here. How can you not be? The pollinator of positivity in Brina's story, you gotta have a smile on your face. But B. Barrett's all business when it comes to Gianna. Gianna has been a thorn in her side really since she arrived here in wrestling, not even just CMB. Now B. Barrett's taking the fight to Gianna, as we saw a couple weeks back when she interfered in that matchup between Gianna and Brina's story. So here we go, 8-woman tag team matchup. Main character energy and the Undisputed Elite taking on the foursome of Thea, Dallas Cole, Brina's story, B. Barrett. Momentum at stake heading into Tokyo, Japan. As we see, it's going to be Tori Doyle and Thea kicking things off. First time that Thea has interacted with the Undisputed Elite. And Tori Doyle immediately looking to make a... tag out to Noah there. Out of the corner with a cutter. Hard way to start this matchup. As Doyle does make that tag to Noah. And Thea obviously very well acquainted with this woman. Big knee delivered to the side of the head. Let's go ask if Gianna found these two, man. Just lurking in a dark alley or something. But boy, does Gianna know how to pick them. Counters that elbow drop to Thea. Not able to move fast enough, though. Gets sent off the ropes and on the rebound. Beautiful slam there by big, brutal Noah. Hooks the leg. This one might be over early. Thea with a kick out. Oh, thanks for the raid, OG. Bless, appreciate you. As Thea gets sent into the corner. Doing a very good job, our main character energy and Undisputed Elite, of isolating Thea early on in this 8-woman tag team matchup. We're only about a minute into this woman. There's the tag to Blake, and well, Thea has felt this before. That massive slam, brother. I mean, how should it get put through the canvas? There's a sugar cameo for you. One, and Dallas Cole has to make the save of her student. Otherwise, this match, oh, look at Thea, though. Hulking up, getting to her feet. Wait a minute, flips the switch. Looking to hit that, I think that. I'm really excited about this matchup. A Sugar and Ralph cameo. 2 for the price of 1. Close count right there. What's going on? Someone's breaking into my studio here. Might just be my dubby delivery guy. Oh, but now Blake. But a choke slam. God, Thea can't catch a break in this match. Oh no. Rita Story now has to make the save. Thea needs to tag out. Obviously, that's easier said than done when she's getting picked apart the way that she is right now. Here comes Tori Doyle now. And this is not, oh God, and we've seen, oh! Well, I think Doyle was looking to set up that punt kick of hers, but just got double knuckle sandwich right there. God damn, and now Thea's able to make the tag to Brita Story. Thank the Lords. That was great. Listen, nope, think twice right there. Brita Story now the legal one for her team. I'm going to go and see what's going on at ringside for a moment before getting back into the ring. Slowly bringing Doyle to her feet, kick to the gut. Got a hold of the wrist now. Gonna spread them fingers. Heading into Tokyo, Japan with a couple of broken fingers. Oh, and there's another. Doyle might just want to stop trying to back into that corner. There's 3 as a matter of fact, perfectly fine corners. I don't know why she keeps trying to choose this one. That punch from Dallas Cole really rocked her. Doyle is... Dallas Cole packs a punch, we are learning here in this matchup. Golly. Backbreaker into a Russian leg sweep by Brina Story. He's going to try for the pin. Looking for a nice, easy dub heading into Tokyo, Japan in the inaugural Women's Tag Team Cup. Story now maybe thinking about a tag. And she does. Here comes Dallas Cole. Very impressive since her arrival here in CMV towards the end of last season, especially so far this season. Right to the jaw, going to turn her around. Doyle's got to get out of this corner, man. Gorgeous looking reverse DDT there, but well, there the tag to suplex coming in nice and fresh at this juncture. Oh, but Dallas Cole going to welcome her with a Surasi driver. Into the pin. Score the... What is going on? I'm about to have to get up here and start throwing hands. Teamwork here between Dallas Cole and B. Barrett. Wasn't expecting this. Double boot. Stop. I caught suplex right on the back of the head. I'm forgetting who's legal now. I believe it's suplex and it's B. Barrett now. Check 1 2, check 1 2. I'm back. It was indeed my dubby delivery. But here we go. Smashed. His suplex is now Dallas Cole is the legal one for her team. Big suplex has pretty much done nothing since getting tagged in this matchup, but get her rear end handed to her. Trying to mount a comeback now. Ooh, little swipe there by B. Barrett goes nowhere. Into the jaw, though, does take her down and into the pin. 1, 2. That place continuing to elude this foursome of Thea Dallas Cole, Brina Story, and B. Barrett. They are in control right now, though, and have been for the last couple of minutes, and looking to keep it that way, much like the main character Energy and Undisputed Elite were doing to Thea at the start of this matchup. Suplex is now having done to her. Thea, by the way, looking rough there, standing on the apron. She really was not having a good time when this match started. Might be up to her 3 opponents for the remainder of this one. As suplex gets dropped on the top of her head. Cole gonna pop her up. Irish whip, keeping her in the corner. This is expert tag team work. Like I said, Dallas Cole, a tag team expert. She's been working as part of teams for years now. And she's working with B. These two might have a little bit something going on, I'll tell you. Look at that DDT into a wheelbarrow suplex. They are pulling out some great tag team offense in this match. B. Barrett gonna chop the chest there of Suplex. I don't remember the last time I've seen Suplex get dominated like this. Unresponsive. She needs to make a tag. In a real bad way. Oh, but no such luck as B. Barrett nails her with a shining measure. But Noah's there to break up the pin. Hardly even a 1 count. Now here comes Tori Doyle coming to the aid of her tag team partners. Immediately thrown out of the ring, though. Like I said, in the last couple weeks, we've seen a little bit of an attitude shift for B. Barrett. It's getting a little bit more aggressive. Gianna has that effect on people, though, to be fair. Gets under your skin, man, pushes you over the edge. Suplex, there we go. Finally the tag. Here comes Noah of main character Energy. Stomp to the arm. Gonna slowly try to bring B. Barrett to her feet. Lying in wait, though, with that cheeky elbow to the gut. Now off the ropes. Goes right over her, though. Miscalculated that one and faced her. Getting thrown through the air like it ain't no thing. Drop now as Noah looks to slow things down. Comes in and immediately the match screeches to a halt. They're starting to dig in on B. Barrett. Cranking that neck right in front of her tag team partners. Nothing they could do less than want to risk that disqualification. And Noah very gingerly, no rush whatsoever to make that tag to Blake. And Blake is looking to finish off B. Barrett. Up to the top rope she goes. Big elbow drop from a woman the size of Blake. That is devastating. But Thea finally doing something here. Oh, and Dallas Cole eats a choke slam for getting into the ring. I don't know why she got into the ring to begin with. Damn, Blake's trying to take on the whole team all by herself here. But Brina's Story put an end to it. This referee, I don't know if Dallas Cole's going to be able to get up on her own. Well, B. Barrett's able to capitalize on all the mayhem. Looking for a tag, but Blake says, Now a knee to the gut. Pump handle, sit out, facebuster. Cole is still out. Lucky this referee is lenient. Well, there's a tag. The Thea tag also made it Noah. Dallas Cole at last back to her feet. And Thea just immediately, Cole. Gonna help her out of the ring. Oh, tearing at that knee. But remember, Thea's legal woman now. Irish whip, gonna knock Brina Story off the apron. Great power slam by Thea. Pops up. Noah gets her in the corner. Dallas Cole cheering on her student from ringside, giving her those pointers. That emotional support. Propelled Thea to victory a couple weeks ago. Tasted a win at last here in CMV. Thanks to the help of Dallas Cole. Will it be the case here tonight? And more importantly, this upcoming weekend in Tokyo, Japan, the Tag Team Cup. I'm not too sure what Thea's doing here. She's taking one too many hits to the head in this matchup so far. But, well, Noah seems to really have a problem with Dallas Cole. Continuing to attack her. Stomp to the hand. As Thea shows off the muscles now. And if it were to be judged by physique, Thea might have this matchup won for her team. She's got a 5, by the way. Having until 20 to get back into the ring. Noah's not going to risk it, though. Going to go after B. Barrett. As Thea looking a little bit tough. What's going on with that leg there? Brina Story paying for it. Thea grabbed her by Noah, punched to the gut by Thea. And now an Irish whip throws Noah down on the floor as Thea gets back into the ring. Oh, and again shows off that impressive physique. Dallas Cole working on Noah here at ringside. Big tiger bomb on the floor. Thea, meanwhile, going to look to take a swipe at Tori Doyle. Another tiger bomb by Dallas Cole. As Thea, meanwhile, drops Tori Doyle back first on the apron. I'm forgetting again who's legal here. Noah and Thea. A hectic matchup this has been. As an Irish whip sends Thea now towards the steel steps. Referees on the count of 5. 8-woman tag team matchup, momentum at stake here. Heading in. Oh, my Lord, what a knee. And a clothesline to follow up by Noah. Look at B. Barrett mean bugging Noah. Noah mean bugging everybody. She gets back into the ring. She's going to go for Brina Story again. Noah's got a problem with everyone. Just yeets Brina Story into the ring by her hair. And Dallas Cole as well. Again, I say, where did Gianna find these girls? Well, this is giving Thea all the time she needs, though, to get to her feet. And she does, back into the ring. I think even Noah's forgetting who's legal right now. Oh, well, I think that mystery just got solved. Big punch, but in comes B. Barrett. The only one left untouched to make the save. Might it be for naught, though. As Brina and Dallas Cole got to get out of the ring here. They're going to get disqualified. Oh, my God. Noah with a springboard cannonball. Brina back in the ring to break up the pin. Dallas Cole still. There we go. Referee's starting to get it. Oh, my God. Dallas Cole. Wasteland to Dallas Cole. Someone's just pack it up, Dallas. Live to fight another day. This match is not going well for her at all. Thea's going to try to take advantage. There's that Superwoman punch. It was only the second time ever Thea has hit it. And it's got to feel oh so good to hit it on Noah. As she throws her back into the ring now. Oh, come on, Thea. Save the... Look it. This isn't a body show, all right? Save it for another time. Dallas Cole still unconscious. As up to the second rope goes Thea. Stalking Noah. Cole getting back to her feet at the same time. Oh, boom. That's the maneuver that Thea used to win her match against Anita. But wow, Noah with the quick thinking to make the tag. To Tori Doyle there. Before Thea had a chance to go for the pin. Not done, though, evidently, with Noah. Gets her with that jumping cutter. Thea, Tori Doyle is legal. Oh. Combined efforts of Blake and Suplex. Taking Thea down in the corner. Tori Doyle's back up. And she is the legal woman for her team. Oh, the insult to injury here. Gonna try to drag her into the corner, but Noah's big body is in the way. There's the tag to Suplex. Into a power slam. And is that the final nail in the coffin? 1, 2, 3. Yes, it is. The quite a celebration there. The Undisputed Elite and main character Energy victorious here tonight. What a match that was, and not for necessarily the best of reasons. That was part of my friendship, Thea. A little bit of a shit show. But momentum going to be on the side of Undisputed Elite and main character Energy heading into Tokyo, Japan this weekend. Will that be enough, though, to propel them to victory? Oh, that punch right there. Match might have been over. After that right hook for B. Barrett made the save. Dallas Cole, man. This was, again, I say it was not her match. She wasn't even legal most of the time, and everybody kept going for her. But here was towards the end of the matchup. Sia decided to focus more on Noah rather than Tori Doyle, who was a legal woman. Here's how the match ended. Undisputed Elite with that launching power slam to get the dub. Might this be the sight we see in Tokyo, Japan? Well, only one of these teams might be celebrating. There's obviously only one team can ultimately stand victorious and be crowned the inaugural Women's Tag Team Cup winners and receive that shot at the Women's Tag Team Championship. Well, my friends, we just saw that 8-woman tag team matchup. The women of CMV preparing for the inaugural Women's Tag Team Cup this weekend in Tokyo, Japan. Now it's the men's turn as this fatal 4-way matchup comes our way. Max Cutter, along with Brody Anderson, participating in the men's Tag Team Cup Night 1. And Cutter more pissed off than usual. I feel like I say that every week. Max Cutter more pissed. Eventually this match is just going to explode, but well, I'd say he has a good reason at least to be in such a foul mood here tonight on the losing end of that gauntlet match last week. He did defeat Tito Torres, did defeat Van Lightning, but was then defeated himself by the debuting Alika Lolotai before he could secure a potential championship opportunity. And I said afterwards, I joked, maybe this will make Max Cutter think twice about talking shit about all these rookies. And nope. Earlier tonight, we saw Max Cutter have a run-in actually with Thea. We just saw get pinned in our last matchup. The two of them having a little bit of back and forth. As it seems like even the female rookies are not safe from Max Cutter's wrath. Called her a cancer as well. I don't think there's anything you could do to Max Cutter to potentially get him to stop running his mouth, unless you maybe wired it shut. And then he'd just start doing sign language or something. And of course, Tiger Brown representing Pure Excellence, guys. Pure Excellence actually with 2 spots in the Men's Tag Team Cup, which gives them, obvious odds to potentially get one of their teams at least into the history books and earn that World Tag Team Championship opportunity. And Tiger Brown will be teaming up with Kendrick Russell as they take on Dusty Burns and Isaac Diaz in the first round. Tiger Brown, we saw make his debut a couple weeks ago, surprisingly took Kendrick Russell's spot in that match against Isaac Diaz. What a match it was, but in the end, Diaz did get the victory. As Pure Excellence just continues to spread here in CMV. Not only on Shockwave, on Octane, they're looking for a total, complete takeover. Unfortunately, they could not bring the Intercontinental Championship to their ranks last night. We saw Eric Myers come up short. Leon Valente was crowned the new interim Intercontinental Champion, but maybe, just maybe, the World Tag Team titles will belong to Pure Excellence by this time next week. This Fatal 4-Way matchup, unlike what we saw last night, this is not elimination style though. The first man to get out of the pin or submission in the ring gets the dub, gets the momentum heading into the Tag Team Cup. Now, one of the teams I'm keen to keep a close eye on come the Men's Tag Team Cup, certainly going to be Dusty Burns and Isaac Diaz. I'd say they are surely the dark horse pick for the Men's Tag Team Cup. They aren't tag team partners. Wouldn't even go so far as to say they're friends, but Dusty Burns certainly owed Isaac Diaz a favor after Diaz saved him a couple weeks back from potentially being turned to nothing but a pool of his own blood in the middle of the ring. Kendrick Russell had his way. And making a little bit of history while you're at it doesn't sound like too bad of a deal. Look, we've seen the odd pairings. Look at just last year's Tag Team Cup. The 7th Annual Tag Team Cup. It was the team of John Lipnick and Troy Colt who hated each other. They won. That's why I wouldn't go so far as to count out Dusty Burns and Isaac Diaz. Look at even the inaugural Tag Team Cup. Ryan Kent and Zach Payne, who also were not buddy-buddy with each other, they won. Last but not least here, it was obviously a massive night 24 hours ago on Shockwave for the Dramatic Dream Team when Arisa Masami did the seemingly impossible and defeated Morgan to become the undisputed world champion. Well, now Ricky Delaney is looking to follow on that success by not only picking up this win here tonight, but bringing Tag Team Championship gold back to the Dramatic Dream Team. And Kai Thatcher, former Octane Tag Team Champions. Thatcher, we were supposed to see in action earlier tonight, but well, we all saw what happened with he and Silas Blackwell. Unfortunately, Arisa Masami's celebration, winning the Undisputed World Championship, was kind of soured. Her and Ricky Delaney getting into a little bit of a spat. But Delaney definitely looks fired up here. He looks ready to go. Ricky Delaney, a very experienced tag team wrestler. 4-time tag team champion here in CMV. So here we go, fatal four-way match. Momentum on the line. One of these men can bring it back to their team heading into Tokyo. Max Cutter, Tiger Brown, Dusty Burns, and Ricky Gelani. And obviously anything at the disposal of these men to earn victory here tonight. No countouts, no disqualifications. We're going to see Dusty Burns go right after Max Cutter as soon as the bell rings. Max Cutter's also talked shit about Dusty Burns. I don't know if there's anyone that Max Cutter has not talked shit about here on the Octane roster. That's why his only friend is Brody Anderson. I don't even know if I would say that they're friends necessarily, rather than just allies. Tag team partners occasionally. Look at the face right there, drops Tiger Brown. Ricky Gelani, three-time undisputed world champion as well. Roll to the outside, not looking too hot early on. Again, though, no countouts. Matchup could only end, though, by pin or submission in the ring as Dusty Burns sends Tiger Brown into the corner. Big elbow to the jaw. And repeated smash. Oh, nice little roll up from behind. Dusty Burns, we know him to be the cheeky thief of the night. Remember his debut match he won by stealing a pin. Oh, just gets nearly thrown out of the ring right there. Well, this is our tertiary main event, my friends. Coming up next, that Anarchy Rules tag team matchup as Bob Luger and Jeremy Barmore will take on the team of Ahmed and global champion, the Bloody Brick Chris Andrews, before we cap off tonight with that Octane tag team title match in our main event. The Fallen will challenge the Regulators. Tiger Brown's got himself a steel chair, and he has put it to use against Dusty Burns here. No Isaac Diaz to save him this time. Oh, man, what a sound that made. Dusty getting his head rammed into the steel ring post as in the ring. Max Cutter just tries to murder Ricky Gelani. To the top rope, Tiger Brown gets back into the ring, going to try to cut Max Cutter off, but unable to do so as he delivers that elbow drop. Ricky Gelani, two-time tag team champion as a part of the corporation. Also held tag team championship gold with Jeremy Barmore as a part of Beef Mountain. And former Octane tag team champion with Kai Thatcher last season. Remember, it's the World Tag Team Champions that will be awaiting the winning team of the Men's Tag Team Cup. Blake Virtue and Troy Colts. Dusty Burns, very interesting variation of the lifted reverse DDT right there to Tiger Brown. Max Cutter tries to take a swipe there at Burns. Gonna regret that snake eyes on the apron. As Burns now gonna throw Ricky Gelani's shoulder first. On the side of that steel barricade. Damn, Dusty Burns just taking it to all three of his opponents right now. No mercy for anybody. And Tiger Bomb splackos Max Cutter on the floor. Look at the way that steel chair is freaking warped and bent. Gelani gonna throw Tiger Brown down onto the floor as Dusty Burns hops back into the ring. He knows the only way this one ends is by pin or submission within the squared circle. And Tiger Brown certainly knows that as well. Quick little roll up here with the bridge, but broken up by Burns. Max Cutter now back in, all four men. Searching for that last bit of momentum before making the journey to Tokyo, Japan. Remember, guys, next week right here, Octane episode 120 will emanate live from Tokyo, and the Global Championship will be on the line. Bob Luger challenges the Bloody Brick Chris Andrews. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Got a whole lot in store for y'all next week right here on Octane. I won't spoil it. Just get your bodies ready. Rock kick to the knee there of Gelani. Not a bad strategy. Take Gelani off his feet. As a man who relies heavily on his power, Max Cutter, springboard leg drop across the chest of Dusty Burns and into the pin as Tiger Brown too busy grabbing himself a kendo stick. Luckily, Burns able to kick out on his own there. Ricky Gelani from behind. Max Cutter, though, elbow to the jaw. Ooh, spinning back. This didn't get all of it, though. Looks like he barely grazed Cutter. Tiger Brown's got that kendo stick again. Dusty Burns not going to let him use it, though. Big waist lock lariat as Burns maybe tries to shoot for a cutter of some sort, something. Ricky Delaney. Oh, and that's vintage cutter right there. That spinning back elbow. Tiger Brown busy with Ricky Delaney. Does not see the pin, but Burns kicks out barely right there. Brown finally able to put that kendo stick to use. Cutter going to try to keep the pressure on Dusty Burns here. Brown just patiently waiting. Kendo stick repeatedly whacking. Damn, broke it over the backside of Max Cutter. And now up to the top rope. A little bit of Tiger style here. Oh, did not get all of whatever he was trying for. There's that cutter. Dusty Burns gonna roll the credits here on Ricky Delaney, but doesn't go for the pin. He knows it will likely just be broken up. Power bomb from Tiger Brown. Delaney back to his feet. Brown slammed down into the pile of kendo stick shards. Oh no, and now Max Cutter. I think everybody with a smile on their face watching this. Max Cutter getting taken to Suplex City. Meanwhile, Dusty Burns. Oh, took out Ricky Delaney as well with that suplex back into the ring. Such force. Tiger Brown, the way this kid moves, man. Defines the... Oh, but here comes Delaney out of nowhere with the interceptor. 1, 2, but broke it up as the pin by Cutter just in time. Otherwise, this matchup might be done and dusted. Dusty getting walked into the corner. Variation of the snake eyes dropped out of the powerbomb position there. But look how Cutter keeps his distance. Going to let Ricky Delaney do his thing here. Cutter instead tries to go for Dusty. Burns going to spin him around though. Burns goes low. Got to hold the Cutter's leg. Cutter over the shoulder back. Delaney with a pinfall attempt here on Tiger Brown. Broken up before even a 1 count though by Max Cutter. Into the corner with Dusty Burns just out on his feet. Got them spaghetti legs and Delaney going to take advantage. Now Dusty Burns going to take that long, unfortunate trip to Suplex City. And see ya bye, Dusty Burns. As Delaney is taking control of this fatal four-way now. Tiger Brown back in. He's been busted open at this point. That ain't stopping him though. Max Cutter gonna quickly drop Brown with a pile driver. Just trying to ignore Delaney here as he goes to the pin. Delaney says, "You thought." Off the ropes he goes. Intercepted, but Max Cutter able to leapfrog him. How about the reflexes right there? Big effing toss. Dusty Burns gonna bring in another kendo stick. I was just thinking, we need another kendo stick in this matchup. That's what's missing. It's the missing ingredient here, I feel like. Damn. Max Cutter, Irish whip off the ropes. 110th Street Slam by the Violent One. Out onto the apron, Cutter. All right, man, you're going to see take to the air all that often, but when he does, you know it's going to be devastating. DDT. Dusty Burns back in. Max Cutter ready for him with a kendo stick. Tiger Brown picking up a kendo stick as well. As Cutter looks to deliver him to that pile driver. DDT though. Brown's got the kendo stick. Working Ricky Delaney. Spear by Tiger Brown. But Dusty Burns trips him up, gets him locked in. That crossface locked in by Dusty Burns. Tiger Brown nowhere to go and has no choice but to tap out. Dusty Burns gets the victory for himself and Isaac Diaz. And momentum going to be on their side heading into Tokyo, Japan. At the end of the day, momentum can give you that boost you need, but it doesn't guarantee victory It all comes down to what happens in Tokyo, Japan this weekend. Which team has what it takes to best 7 other duos just as hungry and go down in the history books, as well as earn that World Tag Team Championship opportunity. Here was more towards the end of the matchup. Pile driver right there. That definitely softened Tiger Brown up for the eventual crossface Dusty Burns had him caught in with that spear right there. But before Tiger Brown can even get to his feet, Dusty trips him up, locks him in this right here, and Brown with no choice but to tap out. Another win for Dusty Burns. Now the question will be, can he and Isaac Diaz work together well enough to ensure victory this weekend? It is our co-main event, my fine feathered friends, here on Octane episode 119. And it's next week, live from Tokyo, Japan. Octane number 120, that man right there will challenge Chris Andrews for the Global Championship. Defeating Ahmed last week, great matchup to become the #1 contender, and he will be the one to deliver us all from this awful reign of the Bloody Brick Chris Andrews that we've had to endure the last couple of weeks since Climb to Fame. And Bob Luger, an expert at getting into the head of his opponents, getting under their skin. Earlier tonight before the show started, stringing up El Jefe, of course, good friend of the Bloody Brick Chris Andrews, treating him like a piñata. I was there, and I gotta say, I was hoping maybe some candy would fall out. Unfortunately not. And that prompted me to make this matchup. Bloody Britt was looking for payback, or better yet, some revenge. Bob Luger's not alone, though, in his hatred for Chris Andrews as his tag team partner here. Jeremy Barmore's got a bone to pick as well. And I'm going to give him a chance to do just that. Anarchy rules, of course, that means tornado rules are in effect. No tags necessary. No countouts, no disqualifications, plenty of hardcore plunder underneath that ring to utilize, and well, you can only win by pinfall or submission in the ring here. Still to come after this, guys, our main event, Octane Tag Team title is going to be on the line as the Fallen will challenge the Regulators. Jeremy Barmore been a thorn in the side of Chris Andrews ever since the Bloody Britt defeated him in the first round of the Global Championship Tournament at the start of this new season. Barmore's not the kind of man you slight and expect to just walk away scot-free. He's out to punish Chris Andrews here tonight. Quite a formidable team, Bob Luger and Jeremy Barmore. Now, if Ahmed wants to continue to get a business that isn't his, well, I'm giving him the opportunity then to do so here tonight. He already got his ass handed to him last week by Bob Luger. Luger don't mind doing it 2 weeks in a row. Very close he came to becoming #1 contender, but not close enough. You know, I said it last week. I respect Ahmed's abilities as a competitor in that ring. No doubt about it. He's incredible. But up against Bob Luger, I mean, incredible falters. Went up against magnificent. Went up against... There's even a word in the English language to describe Bob Luger. And the abilities that he possesses. And Ahmed was never going to be the one to deliver us. From the Bloody Brit's drunken reign as global champion, it was always going to be Bob Luger. And speaking of, I just don't understand why the Bloody Brit doesn't understand. I can't have this guy representing my brand, my show, showing up every night drunk, walking down to the ring half the time with a beer in his hand, slurred speech. I don't even know how he managed to climb that ladder, climb to fame, and unhook that championship. But unfortunately, he did. But fret not, fucking asshole. Fret not. It all ends next week. Bob Luger will break the arms of the Bloody Brit and take that championship from him. Dead or alive. So here we go, our co-main event. Anarchy rules in effect, my friends. Again, that means no tags necessary. Tornado rules, as you can see. First team to get either pinfall or submission in the ring victorious. As Luger takes out Bray Bear, immediately goes for Ahmed. I mean, how could Ahmed think he would ever be world champion here on Octane's pin streak? You look at Bob Luger, 6'4", 6'5", right? You're 300 pounds of pure muscle. Multi-time world champion. You look at Ahmed, come on. Who's the world champion? Let's get real here. Well, Ahmed taken out early on. That's going to leave Bob Luger, the Bloody Brit, Chris Andrews in the ring. Preview of what's to come next week. One-on-one with the Global Championship on the line. And speaking of ladders, Jeremy Palmer going to pull one out from under the ring. As Luger does what he does best. Bloody Brit might be a great brawler. Experience from all those drunken barroom brawls throughout his life. But you get into the ring with a pure technician like Bob Luger. A second-generation superstar. The greatest of all time. And like I said before, you just don't match up. Bob Luger, he moves too different. He smokes too hard. His girl too bad. You know, they want to kill him. They want to, but they can't, and they never will. Bob Luger's undying, baby. And now Bloody Brit gets thrown. Ribs first into the side of the steel steps. Meanwhile, Jeremy Barmore just continuing to pull out more weaponry. This time a table. Slides it into the ring. It's Ahmed. Gonna loop around the ring. It looks like he's going after Luger. Barmore, you could try to move a little bit to help out here. Just a tad. Just standing in the ring. Barmore, what are you doing, man? Thought I could trust you to watch Luger's back here. There we go. Or I'm no idiot. I know Barmore has his own ambitions to become global champion. And look, I'd be more than happy to see Barmore Luger for the championship down the line. Barmore's a man who knows business. He doesn't let his emotions get the better of him. Unlike Chris Andrews, unlike Ahmed. Look, Barmore tries it up to Brit. Brit's trying to say, hey, wait a minute. I don't know if that's going to work all too well against an enraged Jeremy Barmore. Bob Luger trying to creep up from behind. Great shot of the lighting rig. That's what we want to see. I love it. Great angle. I've ever said we have the best cameramen in all of wrestling, because if I haven't before, good. Oh, man, inverted world's strongest slam there, right down onto the floor as Luger sends Ahmed into the ring. Quickly, though, the Egyptian Dominator with a nasty-looking clothesline. Table there. Luger, though, looks for a Coney Island cycle. That's how he defeated Ahmed last week. Barmore going to throw Bloody Britt back into the ring. Sneak up. Ahmed, though, for a smaller man, might just be in that ring the most powerful. Again, I don't have to like Ahmed, but as an in-ring competitor, I respect him. And I respect the power that he possesses. But that power is about to get squashed right here. Coney Island cycle, and Ahmed escapes. Looking for maybe that power bomb of his. Back in the ring. Barmore running the ropes. Britt from behind with a German suplex. Dropped him on his neck. Anarchy rules, but it ain't falls count anywhere. Gotta get that pin, gotta get that submission in the ring. Double leg takedown by Ahmed. Chris Andrews with a very technical wrist clutch and rolling off the lower back. He dropped to Jeremy Barmore. Ahmed, much like Thea earlier tonight, he and Thea should engage in maybe a bodybuilding contest. Bulldog out of the kill switch setup. Chris Andrews looking like he's on a job site, part of a construction crew, the way he's swinging that sledgehammer, trying to break the back here of Jeremy Barmore. Now up to the top rope he goes. Big bloody brick and a fly with a clothesline, chops down the oak tree that is Jeremy Barmore. 1, 2, but a kick out. Bob Luger back in. Oh, Barmore accidentally clipping Luger, and that's going to give Bloody Britt an opening. With cliffhanger. Barmore may have just cost he and Luger this match, as Luger gets to his feet, vintage wheel kick. But Ahmed with a scissors kick. Okay, Ahmed into the pin, mixing it up a bit. 1. Only a 1 count though, as Barmore's there to break up the pin. Big boot. Takes the head off of Ahmed there. Drops to the outside of the ring, takes that table with him. Pinfall attempt now by Barmore. 1. Only a 1 count. Our co-main event here on Octane, episode 119. Oh, damn, Ahmed, holy shit. Choke slam, just swatted Barmore. As he was coming off the ropes there, now a springboard body splash into the pin here. Bob Luger with a huge Coney Island cyclone at ringside. Damn, just through. Chris Andrews into the steel barricade, but back in the ring, and a Luger landing right on top of the table. Thanks for coming. An impressive kick out by Ahmed. Tries to roll out of the ring and regain his composure, but no such luck. Luger on him like peanut butter on jelly. Meanwhile, Chris Andrews just grabbed himself a kendo stick. Barmore's got the steel steps. Long way around the ring. Barmore targeting Ahmed. Oh, Luger's got a hold of Britt's ankle. I mean, the strategy here has got to be to inflict some sort of injury heading into next week's championship match. I know Luger. I know how he thinks. That's the genius of the work ethic Titan. Work an arm, work a leg. Make sure Britt does not head into the defense next week at 100%. Oh, and now a slam down onto the floor. The other side of the ring, Jeremy Barmore with a running power slam to Ahmed. I think I heard the snap, crackle, pop of his spine from all the way over here. What a close line though from Ahmed. Here comes Barmore. gonna say here goes Bob Luger though from behind with a kendo stick across the lower back. Barmore's got the other set of steel steps now. He's just tearing apart the entire ringside area. Oh, but Andrew's gonna kick the steps right out of his hands before he has the chance to put them to use. Oh, thumbs up, thumbs down. Shades of the British Bulldog. Luger's on the champion. Throws him over to Ahmed. Laying in a pile of kendo stick shards. Oh no. We've seen this before for the Bloody Brit. Pile driver. Barmore dropping the top of his head on the floor. Meanwhile, Ahmed gets back into the ring. Barmore hard-headed though as they come. I mean, that literally and figuratively. As he's already back to his feet. Ahmed's now got the sledgehammer. Now this is just barbaric. Luger's gonna take it from her. Oh, but here goes Bloody Brit. Trash can! Slamming Luger's face over that steel trash can. That's just disgusting. How could a man do that to another man? Ahmed in the ring. Hangman's DDT. There's Brit with a premature celebration. Suicide dive. Holy shit. Chris Andrews looking for revenge on behalf of his good friend El Jefe. What Luger did to him earlier tonight. Oh, Ahmed looking to break Bob Luger's back. Make him humble, baby. Luger, who's been busted open. But remember, this is not Falls Count Anywhere. He's only win by pin of submission in the ring. But Luger might be out of commission for the rest of this match. The way he's looking over there. Oh my God, now a steel chair. Ref, get in there. I know it's Anarchy rules, but good God. Steel chair 3 times across the small of Bob Luger's back before throwing him into the ring. And now Ahmed goes for the pin. This is, come on now. 1, 2. But Luger, you thought for a minute. Spear from Barmore takes down the Bloody Brit at ringside. As in the ring, DDT from Luger. Barmore. Oh my God. Oh my God. F10 tearing through the arena. And in the ring, a Coney Island Cyclone. Just like last week. 1, 2. But Brit at the very last millisecond right there. Swooping in to break up the pin and make the save. Clothesline takes down Luger. Everybody down but the champion right now. He's going for the steel steps at ringside. German suplex just throws Ahmed overhead like it's nothing. Another pin attempt. Bloody Brit, will he be able to get there in time? Yes. Well, he doesn't have to. Ahmed able to kick out. Luger's picking up that sledgehammer. Letting Barmore do all the work like a genius that he is. Oh, Ahmed thought about getting up. Think again. Oh, and F5 to the Bloody Brit. 1, 2. The global champion kicks out. Luger gonna set up the table now. And I think I know exactly who he plans on putting through it. What? What the? Luger, what the? You just lit the table on fire! Holy shit! Luger took a match out of his boot and lit the table on fire! How are the smoke detectors, the sprinklers not going off here? Oh my God, this is far beyond anything I was imagining here tonight. We have a fire in the middle of the ring, ladies and gentlemen. This does not end well for any one of these 4 men here. Luger. Perhaps we're going to make sure Bloody Brit doesn't even make it to that Global Championship match next week. It's going to be Bloody Brit throwing him back into the ring, though. Guys, this could be career-ending. I don't like this. I really don't like this. Bob Luger's my boy. Look, but This is too far. A flaming table. Oh my God, and now Barmore might be looking to put it to use. But Bloody Brett able to counter him, looking for a big boot. Right upside the head of Jeremy Barmore. Oh no. Ahmed thrown into the ring. Luger up to the top rope. Blood covering damn near half his face. Wheel kick from off the top. And into the pin. Luckily, Ahmed just stay down. Just stay down. Oh my God, kicks out. I just want this match to end, man, before anybody's permanently hurt. Look, I'm not a monster. Oh no. No, Luger, don't do this. Luger, don't do this. Ahmed saving his skin quite literally right there. As instead, Luger gets put up against the table for a moment. I think he might have just burned his face. And Ahmed now going to break his back. Going to make him a humble tap, Luger. Tap, just tap. But Luger refuses to do so. Barmore's face just got burned as Ahmed. No, my God! Spinebuster to the flaming table. And a revenge to Barmore. 1, 2. How the hell did Barmore just kick out? Guys, we need to get paramedics down here. We need to get the medical team out here right now. Barmore, forget about him. Bob Luger's back. Might be suffering third-degree burns right now. Luger! The work ethic titan. Who else do you know could be put through a freaking flaming table and still be kicking? Oh, and this is just what Luger needs. This is just what Luger needs. A pile driver. I don't know why the referee isn't stopping this match. I'm about to get up in a minute and get in there. We don't know exactly what condition Luger could be in right now after being slammed back first through that flaming table, guys. Oh, but slams Ahmed down onto the steel ladder, not once but twice. He throws Bloody Brett off to the side. I mean, this is, I know it's called an Anarchy Rules match. This is a little bit too archaic for me. These four men are risking life and limb. Back into the ring, Bloody Brett with a kick to that back. That blistered back of Bob Luger. Ahmed now coming around with that steel trash can. Oh, not again. Hey, who brought Observer Brett out here? Chris Andrews dropping Barmore. Ribs first over the top of the steel barricade. Big boot to the side of the head. I don't even know what to say anymore after what we've witnessed in this match. I feel like I could smell the burnt flesh from all the way over here. Another kendo stick now. I'm begging this referee to stop this match, man. We're not going to have a global championship match next week at this rate. Barmore trying desperately to fight back as Ahmed throws him into the ring. And Ahmed break his back, Bubba. Make him humble. Campbell clutches locked in on Barmore. Luger won't be any help. Barmore's got to fight out on his own, and he does. Barmore marking his territory as he looks, oh my God, for the F5 on the table. But here comes Bloody Brett. Can he get there in time? Yes, he can. Breaks up the pin. Keeps this match going. Oh, but not enough left. Not enough strength left so late in this match after all that's been done to hoist up the massive Barmore there for whatever he was looking for. Another table. That's all we need. Another table. Barmore going to slide in some steel steps. Barmore's waiting for Bloody Britt to get back into the ring. Here comes Bob Luger. Going to save Barmore. Oh, whoa, accidentally takes out Barmore. Hey, but in war, there are casualties. Sometimes friendly fire happens. Oh, look, this didn't go so well for you the first time, my friend. At least that one's not on fire. Oh, the armbar! Cross armbar's locked in. Ahmed is caught. Ahmed is caught, but Britt again makes the save. And if not for Bloody Britt, this match would have been over 10 times by now. Oh, Chris Andrews, we're going to put Jeremy Barmore through the table. Bob Luger's going to intervene to make the save. Wheel kick by Luger. Ahmed is still out. Barmore able to recover. Ahmed back into the ring. Here comes Bloody Britt as well. All four men. This has been nothing short of an absolute whirlwind. Double bell bomb, double counter. No, you gotta be kidding me. Another flaming table! This time, the table lit ablaze by the Bloody Britt! And now, Barmore gonna burn his face again. Oh, and Luger too! Fire in the face of Luger! One count! Now, Ahmed, that table's probably still very hot. As Ahmed sets it up again. Accidentally got knocked over. The fire was put out. Thank the Lords. It looks like Ahmed's going to leave Chris Andrews to take care of Bob Luger. That's what he looks to do. Irish whip and countered by Luger off the ropes. Instead, dropped it. Straight out the textbook. Andrews sent into the corner. Luger with a burned back, burned face. Full steam ahead though. At ringside, Barmore out wrestling Ahmed. Just hurls it overhead with that gut wrench suplex. That's literally trying to put Bloody Britt up on the top, but Bloody Britt escapes his grasp. Now going to drag him over to the ropes. Back body drop. Oh, and Britt landed right on the steel steps. Right on the steel steps. Falling powerbomb to Barmore. Before Ahmed can even get to his feet, Luger's there waiting for him. Oh, he caught his leg on the barricade. I don't know how any four of these guys are still standing, man. Broken bones, torn limbs, burned flesh. This is undoubtedly the most insane Anarchy Rules match I've ever seen. Barmore in the ring, getting to his feet. Oh, not another cliffhanger. Not another cliffhanger on the floor. Ahmed back into the ring, met by Jeremy Barmore. He's going to take him for a ride. Dropped. Just first cross that top rope, and maybe, just maybe, that'll be enough. But Bloody Britt, you SOB. You SOB, you POS. Oh my God. He had 2 matches in his boot. 2? Another table lit ablaze. You gotta be kidding me. Why are all these superstars smuggling matches into the ring? We need to start doing like the UFC, start patting down our wrestlers. Oh my God. Oh my God. Powerbomb through the table. Through the flaming table. Well, at least Bob Luger won't be alone in the burn unit. And if it wasn't bad enough, the vintage British drive-by. Ahmed can come in here and steal the pin. As Bloody Britt keeping Luger busy at ringside. Ahmed gonna try to take it home, but Luger's in to make the save. And they're trying to get him caught in that cross arm bar again, but Ahmed able to reverse. Takes Luger down into an arm drag. Bloody Britt now back into the ring. Ahmed accidentally hits Britt with the trash can. Luckily, it didn't seem to do all that much damage. Big jab floors Luger. Gosh, I genuinely don't know if we're going to get that Global Championship match next week at this point. Considering the condition of both Bob Luger and Chris Andrews, this match isn't even over yet. Now Britt's got a steel chair. Look at this, shards of table, of kendo sticks, trash cans, steel steps, ladders, chairs, sledgehammers, blood. Britt literally beating Luger down until there's nothing left. This is for El Jefe, says Bloody Britt, as he delivers revenge! Into the pin. 1, 2, but Luger kicks out. Literally unbelievable. Luger landing. No, what's this? The cross arm bar. Middle of the ring is locked in. Cross arm bar's locked in. Luger wrenching back with all of his might. All of his might, not much. Left in the tank though at this point. Oh God, another pile driver for Luger. Barmore though, kick to the chest of Britt as Ahmed, gushing blood from a cut across his forehead. They're trying to shatter that kneecap. Barmore picking up this flag. Look at this. Bob Luger, Bloody Britt side by side, unconscious. Sledgehammer right to the face. Right to the fucking face of Ahmed there. And a spear. Come on, it's gotta be it. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Mercy beat, man. Wrestling gods have brought an end to this match. That was no hyperbole. The nastiest, the most brutal, well and truly an archaic match. 2 flaming tables. Both Jeremy Barmore and Bob Luger going to have to be taking a trip to the local hospital, visiting the burn unit. Look at, here's where Barmore got put through the flaming table by Chris Andrews. How that didn't end the match right there, I don't know. Don't look to me, don't ask me. I mean, look, hopefully that Global Championship match is still set to go on next week, but I genuinely do not know. We'll have to wait and see what the exact conditions of especially Bob Luger are. I struggle to even call this a win, man. More like survived. They made it out alive, technically. Well, believe it or not, my friends, after even all of that we just witnessed, the show is still not over because it is a main event time here on Octane episode 119. We've still got an Octane Tag Team Championship match to go. As those two men right there, John Reed and Crow, get set to challenge the Regulators for the gold. The last time these two teams faced off, guys, a few weeks ago, the Fallen, reunited after many, many years, were victorious. But here tonight, the titles are on the line. The lights on bright. Will the Fallen be able to do it again? Will Emmett Jones and Aaron Stone be able to prove that Octane is their show and nobody else's, definitively? Well, I think the X Factor, guys, as we saw last week here on Octane, when Emmett Jones knocked off Crow one-on-one, pivotal in that victory for Emmett Jones was Sophia Eve Faith, interfering in the matchup multiple times on behalf of Emmett Jones, in the end costing Crow. And she will be in the corner of her boys here tonight. Emmett Jones, Aaron Stone, the Regulators, defending the Octane Tag Team titles over 100 days as champions. Does it come to an end here tonight at the hands of the Fallen? That's what it's all about here, lads and gents, the Octane Tag Team titles. John Reed, the former global champion, who had to watch as his championship slip through his fingers back at Climb to Fame, might not go all that long without championship gold around his waist. Back together again with his brother, Crow. The Fallen reunited. But are they strong enough to topple the Regulators, who have had Octane under their thumb for months now? The former farmer boy Emmett Jones, the three-time global champion Aaron Stone. And don't forget about Sophia there at ringside. Will she be as instrumental here tonight as she was last week? Or can the Fallen make it 2-0? Can they overcome the odds here? Time to find out as John Reed will kick things off against Emmett Jones here. Standard tag team matchup. Countouts, disqualifications in effect. Champion's advantage at play as well. The Fallen must win by pin or submission in the ring to leave here tonight with the Octane Tag Team titles. They cannot get the job done by countout or disqualification, and this matchup might be over nice and quick. Roll up right there, backslide. Look at Emmett Jones like, really then? Okay. Oh, big effing toss, and right up to the second rope goes Emmett. Elbow drop attempted, but gets out of the way. Does John Reed. The Jones family could be in possession of 2 sets of tag team championship gold by this time next week, if the Regulators can successfully defend here tonight, and if Tobias Jones and the Venerated are successful in Tokyo, Japan, part of that tag team cup. Aaron Stone now tagged in. Talked about how disappointed he was in John Reed. His performance at Climb to Fame, losing the global championship. He said that John Reed's going to be the one disappointed after tonight. He's got no one to blame but himself, but there's the tag to Crow. Crow now. Big man. Alabama Slammer. Inverted even. Off the ropes there. Former Anarchy champion is Zachary Crow. The Fallen together never held tag team championship gold. Their original run here in CMV many years ago. They're looking to change that here tonight. As John Reed now tagged back in off the second rope with a double axle to the extended arm of Aaron Stone. Stone trying to dodge him there. Unable to do so, though. Trying to get him right back into the corner, but Stone counters. Now Stone going to make the tag. In comes Emmett Jones. Sophia Eve Faith, so far, has not interfered in any capacity. We'll see if that continues to be the case as this matchup goes on. Power of Emmett Jones just yeeting John Reed out of the corner there. And now right into the corner, exactly where he wants him. Tag to Aaron Stone. The Regulators get to work. Aaron Stone says Octane is his show. He and Emmett Jones run it. You either join up with him or you get mowed down. Last thing someone like John Reed needs is even more flocking to Aaron Stone's side. Something about Aaron Stone, man, just makes you want to trust him. Look, I think Aaron Stone's a great guy. I consider myself privileged to say he's my friend. Greatest global champion of all time. But I don't know very many people who hate Aaron Stone. How can you hate that man? Look at those beautiful eyes. I mean, he is, after all, the wrestling pretty boy. All right, can we get honest for a second here? Can we be real? Back in the ring, remember, countouts, disqualifications, can't get the job done for the fall, and they have to pin or submit the Regulators in the ring to actually win the Octane Tag Team titles here tonight. Crack of that neck. There's Emmett Jones. Lead to the side of the head, up to a count of 8. Have until 20. Get back into the ring here. John Reed, and no rush it looks like as he just starts to unload on Emmett Jones. My God, now has him up against the steel barricade and going to give those ribs a crack. We're getting into dangerous territory here, my friends. Remember how the Regulators won the Octane Tag Team titles by countout through a technicality. We're getting into very deep waters here. I don't like this. 18, but John Reed better break that count. John Reed better break the count. You can't win the titles by countout, John. Wow. I mean, the Fallen win the match, but they don't win the titles. Technically 2-0 for the Fallen here tonight against the Regulators. But the Regulators are going to remain the Octane Tag Team Champions. I don't know what John Reed was thinking there. I mean, maybe he panicked. He got back in at 19, only a second to spare. Well, this is a win for the Fallen. But they are not the new Octane Tag Team Champions. The Regulators are still champions. John Reed, I think well and truly, his anger came out there in the end. I mean, he was, part of my French here again, beating Emmett Jones' ass, annihilating him. And I think maybe he just let his anger get the better of him there and didn't realize what the referee was at a count of 18 by the time he got back into the ring. This is a win for the Fallen guys. 2-0 against the Regulators, but still the Octane Tag Team Champions, the Regulators, make off with their tails tucked between their legs, but they are still the champions. This is definitely far from over.